Cousin Internet. It's me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show. And with me is Cousin John.
Hey.
John is stepped up to the microphone because...
Nobody else wanted to.
We've got Cousin... Let me wait for the music to end. I'm being so rude to the band. Thank you, guys.
They come here to play live every week.
I know. I never
acknowledge
them. So,
it's the first time you even mentioned they're there.
I know. Well, I mean, I told them not to look me in the eyes, and I like to pretend that it's not. But yeah, no, Megan and Jason let me know earlier when they said, podcast tonight? And I said, yep. And they're like, okay, well, we're getting off work, so we're going to race there. We'll be a little bit late. We always start this podcast like at 9.
Try to anyway.
Yeah, James texted me at 9:07 and said, I'm running late.
No shit.
That's like telling your pregnant wife, I may have come inside you. Anyway, I just got back from a work cruise it took me I went to St. Kitts, St. Lucia, and, oh shit, what was the third one? No, it wasn't another saint. It was, started with an A. Nope. Antigua. St. Lucia was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, that was actually the most beautiful. But
wait, this was a cruise?
Yeah, so
cruise?
Basically I do video production for a company. This is a client. I've been working with this company or this particular this particular client doing videos for 9 years. But I've been doing these videos for much longer, but just this specific client for 9 years. And yeah, they usually send me all around the world with their like top sellers. It's a reward for them, and we just kind of document it and give them like basically a music video of their entire trip.
But recently they're just doing it more, or they're just booking you more for it? No,
it's usually once a year, and it's 2 groups, and I'm usually gone for like 13 or 14 days. And this year they're like, hey, we're splitting these 2 groups. So this group is going to the Bahamas, and the next group, or the Caribbean, and the next group is going to Rome. And I checked. I did look it up. There is no Olive Garden in Italy.
No?
No. And
how can you get real, authentic Italian food without Olive Garden?
I saw a commercial where they blindfolded these real Italian people and brought them into an Olive Garden and told them that it was like a real Italian restaurant, and they were raving about it. And then, when they took down the banner and saw that it was an Olive Garden, they were like, oh, you got me.
Just like that. Just like Mario.
Yeah.
Then they went down the tube.
But, I mean, Beth, you're Jewish, not Italian. Yes. It's so close, though. Jewish and Italian? Yeah. A lot of people that talk with their hands.
Yeah.
Put them together. But you never really hear, like, Italian Americans go, oh, fuck this Mario. We're not all alike this. It's a racism. Yeah. And then they punch a brick and a coin pops out, and they're like, never mind. So, yeah, I'm excited to go to Rome because I've never been. Have you been to Rome?
I have not been out of the country.
I do know. You've never been out of the country?
No.
Not even like Canada? Mexico?
I've been close to Canada. I've been to Maine. That's like 15 miles from...
Yeah, but still, that's like, you're making out with a girl, and you're like, did you have sex with her? Almost. My jeans were pressing against her jeans. It's kind of like sex.
That's not sex?
No.
What have I been doing all this time?
Coming in your pants. Well, I think I told that at Mama's one night with the, hey, Al, I didn't know what to wear to the premature ejaculation party, so I just came in my pants. Yeah, no, I am excited, but I really wanted to check into an Olive Garden in Rome and tell everyone, like, I found the first one.
I found it. Here it is.
Well, it's like I went to a McDonald's in Paris. I've been to a McDonald's in Ireland, Brazil, Japan. You know what?
Brazil, Japan McDonald's are weird. Some of the stuff I've heard is on their menu.
It wasn't that it was weird. You could still get a normal like hamburger.
Yeah.
It just wasn't good.
They gave you rice instead of fries.
No, I didn't. I got fries.
Really?
Yeah.
Brooke said that she went and she got They gave her rice.
You might be able to ask for it.
Yeah.
Or ask for it depending on where your neighborhood is. But the weirdest one was as far as changes go, it was in Paris. They didn't have the apple pie because I guess that's American as apple pie. But they did have this like chocolate fritter that honestly was amazing. And Ireland, they had the apple pie.
Yeah.
So, anywho, guess what? This is episode number 99.
Hey, one more
till
you
100.
Can do something big for 100.
Yeah, and we're not going to have it next week because I'm gone. So the week
Some
after that
has to world travel.
Yeah, well, I listen. The truth of it is, I impregnated a lot of women, and I have to make rounds and make sure I get my story straight with each one. The girl in Rome is close to Vatican City, and technically I'm not allowed within its walls.
So the work story is just what you're telling your girlfriend here.
Yeah. She. Now you fucked it up by saying it online. Great.
You know she doesn't listen to these things.
She does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she listens to all of them. I think if I when I say something like, "Oh yeah, we talked about you on this one," she's like, "Oh really?" Click, click, click,
what
click,
did you say?
But seriously, I think she's killed people.
I mean,
just leave it like that, or you just go, "Hey Todd, why are those bruises on your arm?" I don't want to talk about it. She listens and she's fine with everything that I've said on here. Oh, speaking of
that, she lets you know of
being fine that with what she said on. Did you see the open letter from the Guardians of the Galaxy cast to Disney?
No.
Basically, the entire cast got together and they said, "Hey, we think James Gunn is a different person. We think he's a good person, and we want him reinstated on the project." And it's been because I have friends who are right leaning and more friends who are left leaning, but my friend on the right that I recently had a discussion with, and he's like, "You have to admit it's hypocritical that Roseanne Barr said something recently and she lost her show and now people are fighting for James Gunn." And I was like, well, it is different because one, James Gunn was directing trauma films. His whole shtick was being shocking. He didn't ever say a black woman looked like a monkey. He said shocking things. He said like pedophilia type things that are gross and inappropriate, yeah, but he was also doing them for a joke. It's like the shit that we've said here on Mamas. I made the joke before I could never run for president, but yeah, now I can because clearly you can say anything.
Yeah, and they'll elect you because of it.
Right. He's a straight shooter. He admitted to raping those girls. But like even like that right there, what I said, if one of my books takes off and becomes this huge thing, someone could go, listen to this podcast where he made a joke about raping a girl. And the difference is what we're doing is for entertainment. And while you may find it inappropriate or not for your tastes, it's not actually an attack on someone or advocating for attacking someone. And, like the Roseanne Barr thing was like when Trump made fun of that reporter. And this is something that I've always thought like my entire life. I can make fun of you because of what you're wearing. I can make fun of you because of what you chose to eat or, whatever choices you make. I can make fun of your choices because it's just a choice. You can make fun of my choices. I can make fun of your choices. But to make fun of something that you have no control over, like a disability or ethnicity or something that you really can't change that's part of you, then I'm wrong. I'm being a dickhead for saying, "Oh, hey, you can't walk good." Like that's the piece of shit move right there. So with the James Gunn thing, I'm like, yeah, it was also 10 years ago, and he apologized for it in 93 or something like that. Or when did he apologize for it? 2003. He apologized for it. And the argument that the cast is making is he's grown as a person in that time and, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, we think he should be reinstated. And I'm kind of like, yeah. I mean, my friends who I was working with on the cruise were like, yeah, any of the shit that I've posted on my Twitter could totally be misconstrued. I had a whole sketch comedy show called Duty Humor. And granted, all of our reviews and the reviewers acknowledged what we were doing was satire. You know, like our very first episode, we were sponsored by a company that had a Titanic-themed water park, and Auschwitz Land, a theme park themed around a Holocaust camp.
Yeah.
And the point of it in their show was we had no idea what it was. It was a theme park. And part of that was to say, well, schools don't really teach about the Holocaust in what it was. It's a blip in the history books. So therefore, if someone said, I'm going to build a theme park and it's going to be based on this historical land, if they made kick-ass rides, people would go to it and not realize what it was based on. And like to make that make more sense, where the idea from that sketch came, I went to I drove by a church like fall festival, and they had an inflatable Titanic slide that kids could slide down, and all these kids were having a blast, and I was like, holy shit, people were dying. I mean, it's kind of funny to think about it.
Right next to their anti-abortion scare house.
Right, but the Hell House. My initial thought was, well, that was part of it. There's just a guy at the bottom that just kicks people. But part of it when I saw that was I was with my ex, and I was like, can you imagine if in like 60 years they had inflatable twin towers just leaning, and people slide down it? Because that's the equivalent for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's how I felt when they did the musical Titanic.
The musical Titanic?
Yeah, I felt like you're making a musical from such a tragedy.
But they made a movie on Titanic like right after it sank.
It's not the same thing as a musical.
And the movie Titanic, the interesting thing about that was there were people who saw the movie, the old black and white movie, just a few years after it sank, and there were survivors from the Titanic who saw the movie in the theater, and when they left, they said, if the cameras were there, why didn't anyone help us? Because they didn't understand that it was a special effect. They thought that there was a camera out in the ocean just filming them sink.
Jeez.
But anyway, like the doing anything satirical or we had a sketch called Shaky and the Bandit. It was a cop show where there was an ex-sniper who had Parkinson's disease, and she was paired up with what was her ailment? Basically, a partner who couldn't speak. She could just ride around in her electric wheelchair and talk through her computer thing. And the whole
Stephen
thing is...
Hawking's?
Yeah, kind of like that sort of thing. But again, like we were really... I don't want to say lucky, but I was definitely nervous that people weren't going to see we're not making fun of these people. We're making fun of situations, or we're making fun of, we're trying to point out you can't profit off of tragedy without acknowledging the tragedy. You can't just say, we're opening this awesome Hitler-themed theme park, and there's a costume character Hitler, which I actually have the costume character Hitler head in my office. It's pretty funny. It's full of bubble gum. Because at the end of the show, one of the characters, who was our tech, is like, hey, guys, I found this thing called a history book, and it talks about something called and he looks in the book and goes, Holocaust. And I go, wow, what does Hitler have to do with Star Trek? and then he gets it. He throws us the book, and we read it, and then we start beating the crap out of Hitler, and we hit him in the head, and it pops open, and bubble gum comes out. And then we we do this Scooby-Doo moment. Anyway, you guys missed it.
Had to be there.
Yeah, I have a recording of it. It was great. But yeah, if someone 10 years from now, or I mean that's more than 10 years old, but someone could pull that up now. If my book does better than it's doing now, and someone's like, look what this guy did, he's advocating for a Holocaust themed fun park. What's that? Oh yeah, that's the thing, is it was an alt-right group that brought up the James Gunn thing, and also Dan Harmon. And Dan Harmon's kind of had no impact because Cartoon Network stood by him and said, hey, we don't agree with the sketch that he did, but he was doing a sketch. And I think his was actually more offensive, but again, I can kind of see the satire behind it, because they were parodying Dexter. they made it worse.
Laboratories or serial killer?
No, the serial killer. Because in Dexter, which I loved that show, you're rooting for a murderer. No matter how you decorate it, he's killing people. So Dan Harmon, back in his Channel 101 days where they were doing sketches and stuff like that, they filmed a thing where a guy was like a pedophile who killed bad people. And or it was something along those lines where they replaced murder with pedophilia. And at one point he had like a little baby doll. It was not a real doll, but he rolled around on the floor with it. And that was what drove people crazy.
Work.
Hold on a second. It's Cousin Megan and Cousin Jason, everyone.
Hi. Where the fuck is James? I thought she would be here.
Oh, James called. She said she's going to run a little late.
But she's keeping the baby.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm going to pee. Bye.
That's going to make for a wonderful segment in your podcast.
The weird thing is she didn't leave the room. She just backed up 5 feet and is standing there staring at me. I see it now.
Pants.
Hey, Jason, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Where's your microphone? Okay, yeah.
It's right here in front of me. Is this purple thing?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to adjust your look.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which one are you?
Just speak louder. He's 4.
No, he's very loud. Oh, 4. Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
We were just talking about things on Twitter that could come back and bite you in the butt, a la James Gunn
okay.
and Dan Harmon.
I don't think there's anything on my Twitter that could come back and bite me.
Can I borrow your phone real quick?
Sure. Yeah. You can. I mean,
there's about to be.
There's I think there's only about 270 tweets in my entire timeline, and half of them are like, I don't tweet enough. Here's a tweet. I haven't tweeted in ages. I haven't got anything to say.
Well, that's the thing is I kind of want to go back through mine because, I mean, I've had my Twitter for a while and I don't really use it that often. The only time I use it is like when the other guy who wanted @Todders sends me a direct message like, come on, bro, let go of the name. I'm like, no.
No, I'm using it. And here's another tweet. So I'm using it. Yeah. I'm using it. Leave me alone.
So how was your week?
It's been good. Busy. We got back from Kansas City on Monday.
On a Friday?
No, I don't know. I don't know what that's in reference to.
You got to Kansas City on a Friday.
Yes.
And by Saturday, did you learn a thing or two?
I had learned a thing or two.
Because up to then, you didn't have no ID?
Oh, no, I still have my ID because I had to use it to...
What the common world is coming to? That's from Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Musical theater. Musical theater. See, like in 10 years, someone's going to go, listen to this podcast. When he sang musical theater, he had a very effeminate affectation to his voice.
So therefore, we knew he was gay.
Was it David Cross does a bit about this voice, and he said, it's very important to note that not all gay people sound like that. However, only gay people sound like that. How was your pee?
It's good.
Oh, shit. Did I turn you down?
Oh, wow.
Probably. Screwed up all the mic levels.
Way to go.
Are you on?
I don't know. There's no light.
Now you
No,
just turned it
it's
on. Oh,
No,
my
it's
God. Everyone driving in your car where your speakers just exploded.
There's no light.
What microphone has a light on it?
All of them?
No.
Not wired
That
mic.
one?
Yeah, not wired mics.
Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I don't know.
What makes wired mics so different? Why do they not need the light? Like, as if you can tell they're on because they're wired
on
in.
and off.
So
this
does
one
yours.
Does not. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
It
does.
has-
You
it has
actually
screw
flip
and
the
screw.
switch.
The switch. This could be off. It doesn't say on. Or
When
off.
is off ever up?
When my
when
light switches
when our
get
light
mixed
switch
up.
upside down.
we have 2 light switches in our bathroom, 2 sets of 2, and they're on the same circuit. So
Yeah.
sometimes you never know.
Yeah, well, the light, it's a lot easier because it's dark in the room, and then you flip it one way or another. It's not
Don't
like you
put
can...
this on me because you didn't turn my microphone on before.
Yeah,
I
you've
came.
made
You were on.
It was
you've
on.
made a bunch
Not
of
on
claims
there.
that turned out not to be true. One, that it says on and off, which it does not, and also that's enough. I'm convinced.
I saw your post about... what was your post recently? Oh, about paying rent.
The rent's too damn high.
Yep.
I voted for that guy in my mind. He wasn't my jurisdiction, but I voted for him.
What guy?
The guy with the crazy hair whose slogan was "The rent is too damn high."
Oh.
Yeah, so the rent is too damn high. Party,
Well,
I think he was.
so that was what I've never liked paying rent. And,
It's garbage.
you know, that ultimately you should just buy something. And
we would have
cheaper
loved to. But because I've only been here for 2.5 years,
he doesn't have
and
any.
I've only got a credit history that's like 3 months long. This guy is clearly gonna not pay his rent,
right?
Because he's only survived until the age of 34.
There was a lady back when I lived in my condo. First of all, this was before the housing bubble burst.
It's about to happen again.
Yeah, which is never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway. The condo that I had bought at the time, I mean, this was probably 15 years ago, was $70,000. And then it just kept going up and up in value. And at one point, it was like $175,000. And this woman bought a townhouse at the end of our unit for like $170,000. And it was 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath. She was there for 2 years, never paid a single mortgage payment she never paid one association fee. And it took 2 years to get her out, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like,
so it doesn't. Nothing.
How
matters.
much? But imagine what she could have saved if she, like, I get you want to kill your credit or whatever, but just
do you?
No, I'm saying if you don't care about killing your credit,
yeah.
and you're just like, well, shit, I'm going to save $1,000 a month or something,
right?
Well, with certain laws, you can just go into a house that's vacant and pay the bills,
squatters right.
and they can't kick you out.
I think it was in Detroit. There was after the bubble burst, the banks were abandoning homes, and you had these derelict homes, and it was like the Old West where someone could just come in and go, "Nope, it's mine."
It's mine now.
And they take over the payments, and the banks were like,
"Have you seen The Big Short?"
No.
You need to watch The Big Short.
Yeah.
It's
You'll
one of
be very angry.
It's one of only 2 movies that has made me physically react to the stress that it causes.
Was the first one Ocean's 12?
I haven't. Oh, I have seen that. I didn't feel that bad about it, but the other one was Pi.
Yeah.
And that was just because the score
just
vibrated in my brain in a certain way. It made me feel ill. This one, I was just so angry.
That was the
ill.
grainy black and white mathematician movie, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. But if you have any possible way of buying a house,
I'd love to
do it now.
We couldn't, no, because this is a seller's market right now, and like you can't. If we were to buy a house, we wouldn't be able to buy a house that was over 130.
Well, not even, because the amount we were able to borrow,
right,
because of my 0 credit history,
was like
was 84,000.
Yeah,
which would get us either a parking space downtown,
yeah,
right,
or a shack slightly left of downtown.
Like, what's crazy is we've been looking at what would we get for our houses, because Renette owns hers and I own mine, and if we were to sell now for what they're valued at, we would have $450,000.
Right.
To brag about it.
No, I'm just saying to buy a house cash and then not have payments.
Right. Which is why it's a seller's market right now, because, well, for $450,000, you wouldn't even really get that nice of a place.
Oh, no, that's not true. We've looked.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Where?
In Winter Garden.
Oh, okay.
Winter Garden, the Claremont, Oakland area.
Claremont great. That's where everybody's
starting
buying
at like $200,000.
Yeah. She lives in
big house.
Winter Garden, and I mean hers is worth more than mine just because of the area alone. But like we saw some 3-bedroom, 2 baths that were like 2,400 square feet, like beautiful lots, like huge lots, pool, fireplace.
Yeah.
Once you get to the kind of the 250 mark, then there's so much available all over the place. But if you can't get up there, it's all places that are falling apart.
Well, and
it's cheaper to build.
Yeah.
If you can get a building loan.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the what we were looking at was welcome to Real Estate Talk with the Mama's Comedy Show.
This is comedy gold.
It's depressing.
But no, we were looking. The thing with Winter Garden is the people who want to live in Winter Garden can't afford to live in Winter Garden. And that's part of the problem right now. I mean, it's a good problem to have if we were to say sell our houses and outright pay cash. Man, that would be nice.
I mean, yeah. David Piggott was selling his house, and I remember talking to Linda.
It sounds like you're about to tell like a really tragic story.
No, I'm just tired and sad.
The show's gonna be great tonight.
It's gonna be so good. And like I was like, oh great. It probably won't sell for that much. Like the Zillow.
Yeah, Zillow Zestimate
was like $150, and it was a nice size house. But he's going to end up selling it for way more because of the location and you know.
I mean, I paid $150 for mine, and the Zestimate now is like $275.
Yeah.
Which that's not super accurate, but it's close. It's
big
ballpark.
Lot, and it's not too far away from everything else.
Yeah. Did either of you see, or any of you see the dream that I had?
Yes.
No, that happens inside your head, Todd.
Yeah.
How would we possibly have seen that?
Yes.
Because you were there, Jason.
I saw
Have you been mad at Jason for a dream, something he's done in your dream?
Yeah.
That's the most frustrating bullshit ever.
Yeah. I mean, I let it go eventually, but when I wake up, I'm like,
my ex-wife told me before I went on a work thing, she said, I had a nightmare that you cheated on me. And I said, I had the same dream. We're not together.
And that's why she's the ex.
No, but I had this, like, it was the most bizarre dream. And it was, there was a monkey who lived on the back of a snail. And it was a huge snail, and it was in the woods. And there was all of this, like, intricate wood-carved furniture built into the snail's back.
You need to just stop eating things you find on the street.
Worked for Alice. The cupcake said, eat me. But then these doctors showed up, and they start trying to get the monkey down from the tree, and they're like, we want to help you. Come down from the tree. We want to help you. And the monkey was like, no, I don't need help. This is my best friend. This snail has been my best friend forever, and he doesn't move fast, but he's my friend, and I'm staying with him. And they started, like, trying to pull the monkey out of the tree, and then they started asking questions, and they were saying, when do you remember first seeing the snail? And the monkey just started having this, like, breakdown. Like, he was trying to remember it, and he was just having this emotional breakdown, and they were asking it, like, when did you see the furniture on the snail? And the snail basically starts dying right there, and the snail tells the monkey, you need to go with them so they can help you. And they pulled the monkey out of the tree, and he turned around, and it pulled off the snail. The snail never existed. It was a tree. The monkey was so alone, he created a friend, imaginary friend, of this snail, but he was really up in a tree, and he refused to leave, so he was dying of starvation and dehydration.
This would make an excellent kids' book.
So do you or does anyone in your family have Alzheimer's?
No.
Because we think you do.
We think you do.
Really? Because the dream was from the point of view of the monkey.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I was the monkey. But I woke up so depressed.
So how many people do you see in front of you right now?
Guys, there's 9 of you. I'm not an idiot. Yeah, it's John, Megan.
That snail there.
There's Freddy Krueger. Yeah. And Billy, who always plays with fire.
I didn't know that was a real dream. I thought that you were writing a metaphor.
No, that was a real dream.
Okay. Well, it was a metaphor.
Yeah.
What's a metaphor?
Alzheimer's.
Great. Do you remember your dreams often?
I do. I used to have a dream journal. I had a live journal, dream journal.
Oh, boy. What have I done?
Is it still up?
I'm sure it is somewhere.
What's the name of it?
I don't remember.
If we wanted to send people to your live journal.
I really don't remember.
Just look up Megan Borkus live journal.
No, I don't think I had my name on it. Huh. It was just my dreams. But I would like wake up and I would type them in.
That's supposed to be better for you to remember your dreams.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that one kind of hit me so hard, I immediately wrote it down.
Yeah. I get, sometimes I think I have deja vu. A lot of stuff that's not happened before. And
that means things that have not happened.
Right. But like I feel like I have dreamt it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like I can remember a full dream and then something within that dream ends up happening and it feels like I'm back in the dream. You know what I mean?
There was our friend Summer posted a thing today about deja vu. And it was weird because
Again?
I'd actually listened to a podcast where they were talking about it recently. and it was your brain trying to connect. That your brain takes these little micro naps throughout the day.
Yeah.
And deja vu is kind of your brain playing catch up. Like it's seeing a moment twice.
Right. That's what I've heard it is too.
Yeah.
It's your short-term memory reconfiguring.
It's a good thing I don't have any of that.
But the writing your dreams down is supposed to be super, super helpful. Mm-hmm. The thing that I think is kind of interesting about dreams is if you're sleeping 8 hours a night, you're usually having like 5 or 6 different dreams. And when you remember them in the morning, you're remembering all of them kind of hodgepodge together, which is why when you're telling someone a dream and you're like, so I went in, I was robbing this bank with these guys, and then we walked outside and it was like snowing everywhere. And then my dad was like, let's play tennis.
Right.
Like you actually had like 3 different dreams that your brain, as you woke up, went, enjoy that.
I sleep talk.
Oh, yeah. You want to hear some of Megan's sleep talking?
Yes. Do you have a recording of it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
It's really creepy.
Death to America.
Yeah, like... I can explain one of them, but I don't remember the other.
Kill Whitey.
Kill Whitey.
I had a full-on conversation with a girl who was sleep talking. She was staying at my house, and she wasn't supposed to be staying the night because she lived with her parents. And but she fell asleep, and I was like, "Hey, baby, wake up! You need to go." And she's like, "But I'm enjoying the beach." And I was like, "Oh,
no,
but we're not on the beach." And she's like, "Stop playing around." And I was like, "No, baby, seriously, wake up."
On the beach.
I sat her up, and she wouldn't wake up. Like I put her arms around my neck, and I was like, "Hey, we're in my room," and she's like, "Stop it." Oh, you got it?
Okay, so the only context I need to give you is Gozer is the name of our cat.
Hitting play.
Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
Oh boy, this fucking ruined it.
Is it coming through your bottom speaker or your...
Bottom. Bottom.
What's up? Gozer, go to Big Ben to find out about the history there.
Hold on. Can you... Is the volume all the way up on your...
Yeah.
Can you hit speaker? Oh, shit. Hold on. I turned mine down.
Yeah, it's on speaker.
Here, let me try my microphone just because...
Because yours is better.
Yeah.
That's why he keeps that one for himself.
Right?
Well, actually, John's using the one I think I normally wear. All right, so hit play. Hold on. And...
What's up?
What was that?
Did Gozer go to Big Ben to find out about the history there for this? Is that a thing?
I mean, maybe.
So terrible.
All right, did Gozer...
Did Gozer go to Big Ben to find out about the history there? Is that a thing?
my oh shit, let me turn my mic down. Yeah, my favorite part is you sound like a psychiatrist talking to a hypnotized patient.
Well, that's kind of like what I was doing, because that was the third of 3 recordings.
Hold on, let me...
And the second one, they didn't really get anything, and the first one was fine. But like, at this point, I was like playing up to the fact that she was clearly asleep, and I just wanted to be like, I don't want to wake her up, so I have to speak quietly. Oh, have we blown something?
No, I don't hear your mic. Tap on it. Yeah, I hear it. You're just really low.
Oh well, that's why it wasn't coming through.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so like I was super aware that she was asleep, so I didn't want to wake her up, so I had to speak quietly. But it was just too good not to, too good to ignore.
And you start laughing at her too at the end of it.
My dad would do the same thing. You could have a whole conversation with him, and he would explain his day, like what he was going to wear, what he was going to eat for breakfast. He would explain it all in his sleep, and then get up, and like that would be what he put on that day and everything.
Have you ever had a dream where you're getting ready for work and then you wake up and you're like, oh, fuck, I got to do all this shit again.
Yeah. I do it where I'm like, I'm late to work, or I'm in the car driving to work, and then I wake up and I'm like, no, I'm late.
I don't remember my dreams all that often, but when I do, they tend to be like devastating.
Yeah.
I once had a dream where I was approaching the job I was at, and then it was raining, and I saw this girl coming out of the bar, and I had a choice. I could either go to work, or I could offer her my umbrella and walk her to wherever she was going, which is what I chose to do.
Right.
Like, just didn't go to work, and like I lived our entire lives together. Like we went on dates, like we got married, we had kids, like we had this whole life, which was super vivid.
Was it better than the one you have now?
No.
Nice save.
Nods can't be seen on podcasts, right?
No.
And then like genuinely fell in love in a dream, and then woke up and to realize that it never happened.
And now, like, when Megan's making breakfast, every time you walk by her, and you're like, you're not Sheila.
Sheila wouldn't cook that.
Every time it rains.
He just tears.
Sad. I've had dreams that felt like months passing by. And, I mean, it wasn't... Mine was, I was being stalked and, like, attempted murder. People were trying to kill me. It was like a religious cult.
Do you want to tell him, or should I?
Are you guys trying to kill me?
It's a long game.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was at like a school for boys sort of thing.
Yeah, you were.
And in the dream, I had two sisters, which I only have one sister in real life. So you would like think that in a dream where something that drastic happens, that your brain would go, "What? I don't have two sisters." But that was when I used to want to be a dream researcher, like when I was like a kid.
You're right.
And I had this theory that your brain would kind of create like a cache, a fake memory cache. Mm-hmm. So it's like when you're having a dream that you're in someone else's house, or you're in a house that is supposed to be yours, and you go to the drawer to get a spoon. The spoon is there, and you're like, when you wake up, you're like, I've never been in that house before. How did I know the spoon was there?
Right.
That your brain basically creates this backstory for you to pull up the memories and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You know, of course, our house has always been in a tree.
Yeah. I have a dream a lot where I'm trying to get home, or I'm trying to call somebody on my phone, and either I don't remember how to get to my house, or I go the correct way and my house is not there, it's somebody else's house. And then when I try to use my phone, Siri screws up, or I can't see the numbers, and I can't, like, it happens a lot when I want to like call 911 in my dreams. I can't.
I think that's actually...
I think it's just being drunk.
Well, no, I think it's actually the part of your brain that dreams is not the part that knows how to read.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
So I think...
But I'll be like talking, I'll do, hey Siri, and she won't understand what I'm saying. And it'll be like, I want to do like the emergency thing.
Meanwhile, the iPhone in your bedroom hears you sleeping, going, hey Siri, call 911.
And
oh shit, did anyone...
Everyone
make sure your phone didn't do that. People driving in their car. People driving in their cars, phones just started calling 911. There was a guy...
My phone did that with a commercial.
Yeah.
It said, okay, Google, and my phone was like, voice not recognized.
Yeah.
Back in the Xbox Connect days where you would talk to your Xbox, this dude changed his gamer tag to Xbox Sign Out. And he posted a video of him playing games with these people, and these people would call out and they're like, hey, Xbox Sign Out, don't go there. No. And then they just get cut off because their Xbox signed them out. All right, we need to wrap this up because we got a show to get ready for.
Okay.
John, what did you learn tonight?
The housing market sucks.
Yeah. You bought a house, though, right?
You just
learned
that?
Yeah.
It was good whenever I bought it.
Yeah.
Paid next to nothing for my house.
Lex Luthor was right. Land, it's the only thing they're not making any more of. Megan, what did you learn tonight?
I learned that Todd found out about our plan to kill him. We got to walk that back.
You would figure you just like push forward harder.
No, we got to walk it back now.
Like if you woke up and Jason's hands were like in that choking position, but he was like 3 feet away from you, the smart thing for him to do is just lean into it and choke you out.
Yeah, or just be like, butterfly.
I was sleep choking.
I was doing sleep shadow puppetry.
Jason, what did you learn tonight?
I learned that my subconscious hates me more than everyone else's hates them.
And I learned something tonight, too. Jason, I'm glad that you and Megan are together and that you're happy. But I lament the loss of Sheila. I'm the one that got away. All right, we're Mama's Comedy Show. We're here every Friday night at 10 p.m. Call 407-363-1985. 2 weeks from today is what? The 17th? If I did my math correct.
Yeah, today plus 14.
Yeah, so August 17th, that'll be our big 100th podcast show.
Wow.
Yeah. So come in for that. We'll do a live show. We'll do some fun stuff. I'll give you more details later on. You can find me on Twitter, which I just acknowledged that I don't use unless I'm trying to dick this guy around. At Todders. That's also my Instagram if you want to see me make food. Inhuman is now out on paperback. Yeah, over 100 copies sold.
None of them by me.
Yeah, no. I have over 500 have read it, which I think that's cool. Seeing how I didn't think like anyone would. So you could do that. John, where are you?
I'm back in the back of the theater, touching myself like always. Especially now that Jason's here.
Megan, where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter, Borkus Morcus, and Instagram, Megors, because I was a elite kid when I was in high school.
And she's on, what was it, Live, where you wrote your dream journal?
Oh, Live Journal.
Yeah, Live Journal
We'll
somewhere.
figure it out. I'll post it on.
You can find her. Jason?
Twitter, as again, I've acknowledged I barely use it, at Jason Blackwater, and Instagram at jblackwater.
All right. Great. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.